You're still watching the After Business Morning. Welcome to Global Business, where we're going to be taking a look at business news stories around the continent of Africa and indeed the rest of the world. My name is Ubong Kings. Here are the headlines that we're tracking at the moment. Started from Africa, where it's reported that Elon Musk's Starlink is in talks to launch in South Africa. Away from Africa now, Boeing is considering layoffs to save cash. And now to the world of social media, TikTok is facing court hearing to decide its fate in the US. We'll bring you details of these stories and more right after this break. Stay tuned. You're still watching Global Business right here on the After Business Morning, and we will begin with stories from South Africa, where it's reported that the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, has revealed that the South African government is in discussions with Elon Musk, Starlink, to bring its satellite internet service to the country. As Elon Musk, the world's richest person, was born in South Africa, and his next-gen satellite internet provider isn't in his country of birth. Although Starlink is yet to comment on this development, Elon Musk, in response, indicated that Starlink is waiting for regulatory approval to proceed in South Africa. You know, this story strikes me in more ways than one. The truth is that according to the Starlink website, South Africa is not even part. It's not even part of the African countries expected to be reached by Starlink, as it were. It's not. Not even in the last quarter of the year. It's not part of it. Oh well, we'll see how all of that pans out eventually. But then to give this story some context, the New Africa channel captures the story and reports. Let's take a look.
Starlink, Elon Musk's ambitious project under his company SpaceX, aims to deliver high-speed internet through a network of over 5,500 low Earth orbit satellites. Since its launch in 2019, Starlink has gained a global user base of 2.6 million customers, offering reliable broadband access to some of the world's most remote areas. Despite this global expansion, there are still countries where the service has yet to operate, South Africa being one of them. On Friday, President Ramaphosa confirmed that discussions with Musk are underway. Speaking to reporters, he expressed his eagerness for Musk to bring Starlink to South Africa. The president stated,
I have had, Elon Musk is South African-born American now. I have had discussions with him and have said, Elon, you've become so successful and you're investing in a variety of countries. I want you to come home and invest here. So he and I are going to have a further discussion about a variety of things. Whatever one may think about him, he is a hugely successful business person, and having had those discussions with him to advance the interests of South Africans, and he runs widespread businesses, and in many ways he's already invested in South Africa through his X online process, which used to be Twitter. So he's already present in our lives as South Africans. So I will be taking further discussions about how we can attract Elon Musk to come and invest here in South Africa.
Starlink's expansion into Africa is well underway. Just last week, Zimbabwe became the 16th African country to get access to the high-speed internet service, adding to a growing list of nations that includes Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, and Botswana. The demand for reliable internet in Africa is at an all-time high, with more governments and businesses recognizing a critical role that connectivity plays in education, healthcare, and commerce. In Ghana, for example, Starlink's recent launch represents a major leap forward for the country's digital economy. Ghanaians are now able to tap into the global digital marketplace with a speed and reliability they've never had before. The benefits are expected to be far-reaching, bridging the digital divide and fostering innovation. The question now is, could South Africa be next?
Oh well, question which begs for answer is, will South Africa be next? We'll get to find out in the course of the coming months. Moving on to business news stories from the world of tech, and this time social media specifically. TikTok is in the news because this, of course, the social media platform is faced off with the US government and federal courts arguing a law which could ban the platform in a few short months is unconstitutional, while the Justice Department said it is needed to eliminate a national security risk posed by the popular social media company. However, in a more than 2-hour appearance before the panel of 3 judges at a federal appeals court in Washington, attorneys for the two sides and content creators were pressed on their best arguments for and against the law that forces the two companies to break ties by mid-January or lose one of their biggest markets in the world. Let's hold on very quickly. This story, to me, evidently shows some dire concern. What will a lot of us do, or better, a lot of Americans do, if something happens to their TikTok app, or better say their account, or TikTok is completely banned? Think about it. This is happening in the US, by the way. And just so you know, there's a talk about security concerns, national security risk. You'll be wondering, what do you mean national security risk? Let me help you. Are you aware that TikTok is actually a Chinese-owned application? Are you aware? Exactly. You see where this is coming from, right? So quite a number of things are already happening, playing out as it were, with tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. China also placing a lot of tariffs on pork coming from the European Union. And now this, clearly showing that there's, a lot of persons have speculated this already, that there's going to be an all-out war, so to speak, on Chinese-related, applications, Chinese-related businesses, etc. And this pretty much looks like one of those things that's playing out. But then ABC News takes out the time to share some insights to this story. Please stay.
This morning, TikTok and its parent company ByteDance facing an ultimatum: sell the app or be banned. TikTok's lawyers are scheduled to argue in court tomorrow that the law that could ban the app is unconstitutional.
There's no denying that this app has huge cultural influence today.
It comes less than 5 months after President Biden signed a bill into law giving ByteDance until January to find a new owner for TikTok. With more than 170 million users, TikTok has become a place to unwind, influence, and even try to win a presidential election.
Hey, Kamala, what are we going to say to Donald Trump in November?
Bye, bye, bye.
Both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump are on TikTok, posting videos to appeal to voters.
The president is now on TikTok. It's my honor.
Even as the Justice Department calls TikTok a national security threat.
We see both campaigns on there. Regardless of how they even feel about TikTok's future, they're using it now. They want to reach young people.
U.S. officials say user data can be handed over to the Chinese government. TikTok denies the allegation, calling the attempt to ban it a radical departure from this country's tradition of championing an open internet, and sets a dangerous precedent.
We'll get to see how all of that pans out eventually, because this is still it's still a developing story, by the way. We'll get to know how it eventually pans out. You're still watching Global Business right here on the Afia Business Morning on Afia TV. If you want to kindly join in on this conversation and more on our dedicated Afia Business YouTube channel, kindly type in the search bar www.youtube.com/Afia Business. And while you're there, hit the like button and remember to subscribe so you get notifications on all business-related content coming to you from Afia TV. Up next will be more business news stories from the world of aerospace and, of course, the automotive world right after this break. Stay tuned. It's good to have you rejoin us. And yes, indeed, it's still the Afia Business Morning here on Afia TV, and you are watching Global Business. Now to the rest of our stories. We're moving to the aerospace world of aerospace, where it's reported that Boeing, the world's largest aerospace company, has stated plans to freeze hiring and reduce travel and potentially implement temporary layoffs amid a factory workers' strike where the company, which is facing a financial challenge, aims to cut costs as approximately 33,000 workers are striking after rejecting an offer with pay raises of 25% over 4 years, demanding higher increases and the restoration of bonuses. Meanwhile, Boeing has lost more than $25 billion since the start of 2019 and burned through $4.3 billion in the second quarter of 2024 alone as it stood poised to post another money-losing year. Let's try to put this conversation in perspective real quickly. It is on record, as it were, that approximately 33,000 workers are striking. This is pretty much after rejecting an offer from Boeing with pay raises of 25% over a period of 4 years. Now, these workers are demanding higher increases and, of course, restoration of bonuses. Now, worthy of note too, however, is that Boeing, on the other hand, has lost more than $25 billion since the start of 2019, and incidentally, just in the second quarter of 2024, it has lost about $4.3 billion. It is a sad development, and Associated Press avails us of some information with reference to what the staff of Boeing is saying with reference to this whole development. Let's take a look.
This wasn't on us. We didn't want to do this any more than they did, but their first contract offer was a complete insult.
I think it's a scare tactic, and they're blaming us. Like our CEO that previously left us, this was his mistake in the uppers. The hourlies didn't do this. This is their mistake.
You've got a bunch of airplane programs in there that need people to work on them. 777X is getting close to certification, and they're going to have that manpower in there to get that thing ready to go and ship out.
Boeing needs to just do the right thing here. They need to step up. Didn't need to come to this, I don't think.
A story in the keep you in the loop as well, but moving on to other stories from the automotive world. And of course, in an attempt to end this bulletin, let's bring the report that BMW, a German automaker, has taken more than 2 years to find the braking system fault that has led to BMW recalling as many as 1.5 million cars, where customers and dealers began complaining about the faulty brakes as long ago as June 2022. However, it was not until last month that the German car maker understood how many cars might be affected, where shares plunged as car company reviews extent the problem, stating cost of the fix to the braking system fault to be as much as €1 billion. Now, this report to me brings something worth emphasizing to the fore. One is the fact that the cost of the fix for this braking system fault would run to as much as €1 billion. Not just that, the complaints about this faulty brake surfaced as long ago as June 2022, and it took this long to decipher the cause and likely solution. Anyways, in relation to the story, Attention Automobile tells us more. Let's take a look.
BMW took over 2 years to fully grasp a braking system fault that's hitting their wallets hard. Nearly €1 billion, or $1.1 billion to be exact. This issue, affecting up to 1.5 million vehicles, was first flagged by customers and dealers back in June 2022. The culprit? A faulty component from Continental that messed with electrical signals in the braking system. In February 2023, BMW started recalling vehicles beginning with 80,000 in the US, and the recall has since expanded. The defective circuit boards contaminated with dust or smudges were pinpointed at a Continental factory in Hungary. Thankfully, no accidents or injuries have been reported. But BMW's delayed response raises serious questions about their safety protocols and responsiveness. How could a major car maker miss something this critical for so long?
We will follow up with the story as well as other stories, just so as I unfold and keep you in the loop. And talking about keeping you in the loop, you may want to get to our dedicated After Your Business YouTube channel. by kindly typing in the search bar www.youtube.com/AfiaBusiness. And while you're there, do hit the like button and of course subscribe, just so you get notifications on all business related content that will be coming to you from Afia TV. You're still watching the Afia Business Morning live on Afia TV. Coming up next will be a conversation around multiple taxation in Enugu, with the drive to generate about $40 billion worth of revenue. We're going to look at all the dimensions to that story. So therefore, I tell you, stay with me. The Afia Business Morning will be right back. My name is Ubong Kings. Stay tuned.